you were telling me that you've been associated with dogs most of your life, haven't you?
Oh,
What
yeah.
kind of dogs have you had?
Mongrels. I've had an Alsatian, a Labrador. But when I was looking after guide dogs, they bring them to me if their owners are ill. When I look after those, I can have any sort of dog, mostly Labs or Alsatians. And I have had about 40-something dogs in about 6 years.
Oh. And you told me that, you know...
We just treat them at home as though they're your own dog.
Yeah. But you took your doggies out there then, in the park, like I take
Oh,
Molly
yes.
Because they do love that, don't they? They love to have a good run.
Yes.
So you, at the moment, you've got a friend who's got some greyhounds, didn't you say?
Oh, yes. No, they're retired greyhounds.
Yeah. And they come to your house, don't they?
Yes.
And have, well, I don't know if they have tea and toast, but our Molly does.
No.
Not quite the same. The government's going to make some new rules now about what you can do and what you would do. So as a dog lover and a person whose dogs have been part of their lives, you know, what would you think the most important things that we could do? Sort of
protection for other people. You must make sure that your dog is not a danger to other people, unless of course it's defending you. If you're in trouble, I would expect any dog to go for you personally, if you were being attacked or anything like that. Other than that, just treat your dog as a friend. And then they don't go around biting people. It's not in their nature to bite everyone.
It isn't. And when you said about, you know, you had your daughter when you had a dog, and dogs and children are, I think, are such a combination.
The first thing I ever did with my grandchild when she'd been born, we brought her back from the hospital, we stripped her off, laid her on the floor with a blanket, and let the dog come in and sniff her all round. After that, it was his baby, and he would be with her all the time and never would hurt her, because he was introduced to her properly.
If a dog is treated as part of the family,
it is a part.
And yes, everybody has to do as they're told in any family, but if they're part of the family, then they grow up like that, and they accept certain things they can and cannot do.
Oh, it's like my granddaughter. Well, as she grew up, she was told, no, you don't touch that. And I expected her not to. The same with dogs. We say to them, don't do this, and they've got to learn not to do it. And they want to make you happy. A dog really wants to make its family happy.
Yes, I've...
don't you, Molly?
She says, especially when she's got toes. Now, do you know, you're not showing your face at all, you're only showing your bottom. But the last one you went on YouTube, you were showing your face, and now you're showing your back, aren't you? We've done our little bit now, and it's going to go out onto YouTube, and families and people with dogs are going to have a look at it. And so, what would you like to finish up by saying, if it was a wish you have on behalf of dogs and families, what would you wish?
Mainly that they protect visitors that are supposed to be coming to your door by having either a cage behind the letterbox or a basket outside, so that postmen don't get bitten and they don't give dogs a bad reputation.
Hey, well, just as you mentioned that, you know, on the website that we've got, the information we've just received from the post office, 3,000 incidents a year to postmen and women. Now that is too many, and that's what it's saying on the website is. So simple, not a lot of money. Just put something at the back of your letterbox, a cage, put something on the side of your house, and please put a thing up saying you've got a dog, but not necessarily, oh, you enter at your own discretion or your own, you know, you're at risk. No, a lovely picture as we've got them. I live here, and that's what needs to be said. So, next time we come on, we'll have another person, and maybe not Molly, but we will have another dog. Oh,
It's noisy.
thank you, Molly. Thank you. Bye-bye.